Hi guys. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a good Friday and start to their good weekend. And we hope, anyway. Hopefully everybody's got good weather and good plans for the weekend. So tonight I kind of wanted to get into some known facts and somewhat of a timeline regarding Charlie Kirk. So I'm Cindy Yates. Let's dig into this. Let's start with, so Tyler Robinson, the FBI claims, was fully concealing the scoped rifle in his pants while walking around the campus, climbing stairs, hopping on the roof. Now, I imagine once they had him in custody, they had to strip him down and took plenty of pictures of the bruises and possible cuts and abrasions, if this was even possible to do. I mean, walking with a rifle as long as your legs concealed in your pants. So we must be waiting on trial to see that evidence, right? So let's just show you some pictures that they claim to be him with the rifle in his pants. Now, I don't know about you, but I see his leg bent in all but one of these pictures. And I'm saying, no. No way in hell does he have a rifle in his pants. He doesn't have it in his backpack. He doesn't have it in his arm sleeve. None of the above. So, no. No, no, no. So again, I'm interested to see if, they took out the camera and took a bunch of pictures of his beat up leg from prancing around with the gun or the firearm or weapon, whatever's going to get us in less trouble here, while walking through the campus, on the roof, up the stairs, down the stairs, hopping up and down, whatever. Okay, so then the screwdriver with the DNA narrative, which was put out there because, well, everyone with a half a brain was like, wait, what? How? How? What do you mean? Make that make sense. Oh, well, I guess he assembled it and disassembled the rifle. We found a screwdriver on the roof with his DNA. Odd. We listened to dispatch of snipers on the very roof describing imprints looking for shell casings, never seeing a screwdriver. I would most assuredly think that when something so big happened, that a detail would be seen and transmitted like everything else was. But little by little, we hear nothing more about a screwdriver. And if you look at all those fake pics of Tyler Robinson, tell me where that rifle is. Make it make sense. You can't. It's not possible. Tyler allegedly placed a note under the keyboard before the assassination, stating, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. Makes you wonder, why then did he say he hoped to keep it secret until he died of old age? Weird to put a confession under the keyboard and then in the very next breath say that he had hoped to keep it a secret until he died of old age. Let's look at those. And this came from the indictment. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson, which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right? I'm still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep the secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you." I mean, at this point, I think they would expect us to believe damn near just about anything. And then, let's see. Tyler allegedly confessed to his roommate, to a family friend, publicly in Discord, and turned himself in voluntarily and then refuses to talk or cooperate. Weird. Seconds after the shot rings out, old George Zen waving a hat saying, "I shot him, I shot him. Shoot me, just shoot me." First of all, no way in hell in that quick of a time would anybody be able to ascertain what took place, how it took place, or to jump up and say, "I did it," because he doesn't even know what had been done yet. It was that fast. Unless he was sent there and paid to do exactly what he did, which obviously is the case. Now look at the Discord. Well, actually, let's look at Governor Cox.
He has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating.
But that's odd, because he confessed everything in his Discord and turned himself in and all that good stuff. There's his Discord. I gotta make that bigger. I can't read it. Delete this exchange. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle and it's very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm gonna turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. It's weird. And then he's in the Discord group over here. Charlie Kirk got shot. Dead. I just saw the video. Holy shit. RIP, I guess. Bro didn't deserve to go out like that. Sad. Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm surrendering though. Through a sheriff friend in a few moments. A few moments. Thanks for all the good times and the laughs. You've all been so amazing. Thank you all for everything. Yeah, that doesn't sound suspect at all. Sounds just like a 22-year-old. Just like one. In my opinion. They're full of shit. So then we had the George Zen I got that too. I mean, people aren't even fully, they're just starting to run, like they just grasped. And this asshat is waving his hat. I did it. I shot him. Yeah, no. Perhaps maybe they should have gave them better instructions or maybe better acting classes because too quick, my guy, too quick. I bet you he didn't get paid, in my opinion, allegedly. Bet you he didn't collect on that. In fact, he collected a big fat go to jail and get some pornography pictures on your phone and do not pass go, in my opinion, allegedly. And then we have what do we have next? So Tyler confessed to his roommate and family, and then froze up at the police station and chose not to say anything else. Sent out all them ridiculous Discord messages, if that's such bullshit. And then within moments of the incident, but quickly after taking a selfie video declaring Charlie was shot and dead, Terrell Farnsworth rushed over and used Charlie's chair to stand on and take a camera down. I mean, it's a fucking crime scene. That's tampering with evidence. Why isn't he in jail? Days after the whole damn crime scene is demolished and paved over, nobody's in jail except for Tyler Robinson and those made up messages. But you want us to believe that he was walking around with a rifle in his pant leg, walking upstairs, downstairs, around the campus. But Terrell here can pull the chair right over and stand on it and take down the cameras all within the crime scene. Did they ever really have a crime scene? And we've all seen that video ad nauseum. And then we have Joe Kent, chief of counterterrorism, wanted to investigate and was shut down by good old Kash Patel. That, in fact, says now it's not an FBI case, it's a state case. Odd. I wonder if he even bothered returning the girl's jacket he had to have to even get off the plane that day. He had to throw a tissy fit and get the girl's jacket with the patches. I wonder if he ever returned it. I doubt it. I doubt it. He's above all that.
Where a murder takes place, what happens? They come in with that yellow tape, remember? And they tape everything off. And no one's allowed inside that tape until forensic and all the scientists and all the physical evidence people can get in there, do their job. When they're done, then the tape comes down. Jack Kennedy was killed inside that car. That's a crime scene. Do you know where that car was Monday morning after President Kennedy was killed Friday? It was at the Ford plant up in Michigan, having the upholstery redone, the front windshield replaced.
Again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen something like this happening.
Make it make sense. I mean, we can't make this up. And then we have, let's see. Oh, the Joe Kent. That's right. Kash Patel shuts down Kirk foreign intelligence probe, an explosive feud with Trump's counter-terror chief. Officials' access to FBI files in Charlie Kirk case drew pushback. Imagine that. but it's not an FBI case. Not anymore, now that it's, shit's about to hit the fan. So then we got, so Joe Kent, counterterrorism, he was shut down. We all know Charlie Kirk was unparalleled influence on young American voters and had the power to create generational change in politics and foreign policy and was actually making a difference. His influence was significant when it comes to the U.S. relationship with Israel. Charlie had been a long supporter of Israel. This started to change the months leading up to his demise, and we know this definitively. In July 2025, he had Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith speaking at the Student Action Summit. Tucker suggested Epstein is an Israeli intelligence asset, which he was and is. Dave Smith questioned the Israeli lobby influence on American foreign policy. And this is all leading up, but Tyler's only anger was he just didn't like Charlie and what he stood for. Are you going to believe that? Or are you going to believe what your lying eyes tell you?
We have the DNA on the screwdriver that was found on the rooftop and the towel that the firearm was wrapped in.
And I don't know if everybody's noticed, but the screwdriver is pretty much not really being mentioned anymore. I don't know if it's going to come out in trial, but it's in none of the indictment. It's in none of the transcripts from the audio for dispatch. Nobody found no screwdriver.
We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel.
If anybody's ever wondering where we went wrong, I would say right there. Just my opinion. And then what? So the foreign policy, Harrison Smith tweets someone close to Charlie said that he thinks Israel is going to kill him and he does nothing with this information even after he's took out. Doesn't speak up until forced to by Candace, outing him. Charlie sends a group message saying he is left with no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause, saying he will not be bullied. The day before his demise, he expressed to Dan Flood, Frank Turk, and others he felt he would be killed. Bibi Netanyahu and others, including Erica Kirk, lied about the fact that Charlie had changed his views on Israel. Bibi also implied Charlie was going to visit Israel soon, and Charlie had actually declined the invitation. On the morning of the assassination, an Egyptian military plane departed Provo, Utah, less than 10 kilometers from UVU. This plane arrived 6 days earlier. Seems, in my opinion, that's a long enough time to put everything in play at UVU. And then a second Egyptian military plane departed Provo 3 days later. Sounds like the cleanup details, in my opinion. Why are Egyptian military planes chilling in Provo surrounding Charlie's death? Seems that would be enough to ignite a real investigation. Oh, that's right. Joe Kent attempted and was shut down by good old Kash Patel. Guys, that's just a basic outline of what we know. And there's so much more that you can get into that is just right there in our face and in the government's face, in the police face, the prosecution. Let's look at Tyler jumping off the roof. Allegedly. Did we not find it weird that zooms in right at that moment? Right at that moment. I call bullshit. And it follows him. So you mean to tell me that camera automatically did that? Or was there somebody in there making sure that we seen this video? What do you take us for? Let's watch it again. So it catches him going all the way across. It's not zoomed in. Bullshit. It's almost like the cop that told the story in the indictment was sitting behind this camera watching. I wonder if it was. Because this is so weird. The camera follows him. It's as if, and there goes the white SUV that's probably going to pick him up when he gets out there. This is such bullshit. Like, we're dumb. Guys, come on. Oh, it even zooms out. Hey, yep. Probably got in the red one. And then remind you, there's Harrison on August 13th. Charlie died September the 10th. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. August 13th. So we know definitively, just by this tweet alone, that Charlie was feeling threatened. And then this asshat didn't even feel the need to say anything to anybody until Candace outed him in 4 stones by hand. And it was Andrew that told him, by the way. And here's our Egyptian planes, both leaving. Surrounding the assassination. That's weird. It's not normal. Who's on them? Where are they going? What are they carrying? And then we have Charlie's group text. Just lost another huge Jewish donor, 2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Ugh. Jewish donors play into the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Again, he was being bullied. And at what cost? It's okay to just come over here or take out somebody because he refuses to. He was getting his ass handed to him by the students, and Charlie was all about the students. That's all they harped on Israel nonstop, and he got tired of it, and he didn't believe in what they were doing. And then in case you had doubts, this was supposedly down his pants. That whole entire venture in. And then, I don't know, the make-believe screwdriver, he maybe disassembled it and reassembled it, and they can't even keep their story straight or get it straight. Well, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. I mean, I can't help but wonder if, when they say DNA, if Lance possibly didn't give them the towel with DNA. And that's the reason Lance disappeared to Texas with his family. And I mean, I mean, or when they went into his apartment and searched it, they took it because all of this happened in a matter of a couple hours. 33 hours. Once they honed in on Tyler, it was in no time. All this was done. It was a wrap. Tied up with a nice little bow. I don't think so. And then we have Andrew saying this. I want to address some of the discussion about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize. This is somewhat graphic, but in this case, the fact there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle. I want people to know. I just spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital. He said the bullet absolutely should have gone through, which is very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times. They always just go through everything. This would have taken a moose or two down, an elk, etc. But it didn't go through Charlie's body. Charlie's body stopped it. I mentioned this to the doctor that I mentioned this to his doctor that there were dozens of staff, students, and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, "It's an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed. His bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. It should have just gone through and likely would have killed those standing behind him too." In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin. Bullshit. Even in death, Charlie managed to save lives of those around him. He's going to eat that statement for the rest of his life because it has been now known, and it's a known fact, that he lied. He outright lied. Erica had him say all this dumb shit. I mean, Andrew, are you a man? Or do you just let Erica have you go put yourself out there on the internet to look like a dumbass? Because clearly you don't have a problem with it because you did it with Gary's show too. Let's see. And this is Candace
A few weeks
verifying.
before his death, I spoke to Charlie.
These are things Bibi brought up publicly, which he didn't have to. He didn't have to bring up the letter. He didn't have to bring up the phone call, but he chose to do this less than 24 hours after Charlie Kirk was shot.
A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him.
It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel.
And I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel. I invited him to visit Israel again. And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was unbelievably excited to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here. And sadly, that won't happen.
And what Bibi didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel. Charlie said no to Bibi. Okay. Bill Ackman, if you would like to dispute that, I would love to hear what you say happened, because our sources and what we have, it's solid. He also messaged Dan Flood, the security that's to his right, and allegedly explicitly said that they are going to kill me tomorrow.
It's just baffling to me that this is how he spent his last couple months, let alone his last night on Earth, is knowing something was about to go down. It's insane.
The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me.
Somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous.
Well, I'm not a crook.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I've never taken performance-enhancing drugs.
I'm going to say this again.
How many times do I have to say it?
The whole thing is, it's not only insane, I think it's so absurd, so
Has no
stupid,
words.
so stupid and so ridiculous.
He quite literally has no words. Not only is it insane, I'm speechless. It kind of makes you see how Erica always trips up for her words too. Because you know why? Lies are messy. It's hard to keep up with a lie. The truth is clean and neat. It's not hard to keep up with. You don't have to constantly try to remember what you said because the truth is absolute. Period. The truth is absolute. You don't have to try and remember a bunch of fictitious shit. So it's just an outline, like I said, of just the known facts. And it begs the question why other people are not sitting in jail right now besides George Zinn and Tyler Robinson. 100% moving that chair, standing on it, taking a camera down, taking the SD card from the camera, that's all tampering with evidence. And as you've seen from the indictment last night, they have no problem with making those charges stick for Tyler, tampering with evidence, bullying the flippin' witness, which is bullshit. But yet, these people are not in jail. And I don't know how that camera footage makes you feel of seeing that dude jump off the roof, but that to me seems so odd. It honed in on him. I mean, there's cars coming and going in that parking lot, but it just happened to catch the person on the roof and then zoomed in on the person in the roof and then followed the person on the roof all the way through to the parking lot to the street. That's a UVU camera. Somebody was sitting inside. So that tells me somebody inside that had access to the cameras. Who? Is it Jeff Long, the UVU police officer? Who? Was it the person that wrote the report? Because that's what it sure sounds like from the indictment. What the hell? If these people took any kind of acting classes, they really should go get their money back. Because, you know, we know A&E, Sheriff is on A&E and doing his show, and Rick Cutler on A&E doing his show, and nothing but CIA and FBI and agents and military come out of Utah. I mean, this is just crazy. It's nonsense. And we all have to deal with this shit in our face on a regular basis. And on top of it, you know, the loss of somebody so he was nothing but good. We got to stand up and we got to stand together, guys. That's all I mean, we can't let this keep going on. And now our president is talking about freaking aliens, man. Freaking aliens. What next, man? What next? I'm so done with that nonsense. Voting is not even a thing for me anymore. No, not until we get change. And I think we all need to demand drastic change, and we need drastic change now. But that's all the ranting I got for you tonight, guys. I am hopefully going to get to go out to the explosive site tomorrow while I'm here in Tennessee. It's going to be dependent on my son. So hopefully I can bring you some pictures or something from that. But from the research I'm doing and gathering from the people I'm talking to, you can't get real close. So I don't know. I got problems with a couple of openly public interviews that people did that seems kind of like some Utah shit. The lady that said that she was there that day, and it happened at 8 in the morning. She was there that day and had just left a couple hours before, and it could have been her, but it wasn't. And she was relatively new. I just thought the whole interview right from the rip. I mean, I didn't even know this lady. I didn't know her story or nothing, but right from the rip of watching it, I thought, oh, that did not come off right at all. Her name was Jade something, but I've been I mean, I have basic information on her, but again, this is what we're dealing with, so it's a toss-up. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday night and have a great weekend. Please remember to like and subscribe, share, turn on notifications. And I will see you again hopefully tomorrow. And I hope everybody sleeps well. Good night.